Question 12. A rule to change a UK shoe size to a European shoe size is to multiply the UK shoe size by 1.25, then add 32. So European shoe sizes are given as whole numbers. Important. Katie's shoe size, UK shoe size is a 5. Work out her European shoe size. So substitute that 5 into the formula. So 5 times 1.25, add 32. 1 mark for just writing that out and getting 38.25. Your second mark, and typing that in on a calculator and guessing the right answer. Second mark comes from recognising that it wants it as a whole number. So naturally, you'd think 38.25 would round to 38. You'd also get a mark for 39 because naturally you'd think actually you don't want to bring her shoe size down because the shoes will be too small and she won't be able to fit in them. So then it turns to 39. You get a mark for 38 and 39. Gustav's European shoe size is 42. Work out Gustav's UK shoe size. Okay, so it's just in the inverse here. So what we have got is S is what I've given as his shoe size, times by 1.25, add 32 equals 42. Because that's how we convert it into European, but we know the European size. So we have to now solve to find what S is. So 1 mark for writing this out. And then your second mark comes from solving it. So balancing it by taking away this 32. So I'm just left with S times 1.25. Take away 32 from this side, leaving with 10. So his shoe size times 1.25 equals 10. So if I divide both sides by 1.25, I'm left with just his shoe size equals 10 divided by 1.25, which is 8. The second mark comes from getting the answer as 8. Question 13. Judith and Simon are organising different parties at a hotel. This graph can be used to calculate the cost in pounds for different numbers of people. Judith has £700 spent on a party. Find the greatest number of people she can have at her party. So her cost is 700. We go up on the y-axis and we drew a straight line with a ruler across to this line. Then we drew a straight line down to the x-axis and we read the scale, and that takes us to number 34. She can have 34 people at her party. And you will only get a mark for that 34. Next one, Simon is organising a party for 20 people. Use the graph to find the cost. So 20 people is here, and we drew a line with a ruler up to our up to this line. Then we drew a straight line across, and read off the scale, and that is about 480. For that one, you'd get you would get a mark. Sorry, that's 460 off the scale. You'd get a mark for anything between 440 and 460. Okay, next part to the question. We've got more than 20 people want to go to Simon's party. Work out the cost for each extra person. Now, to begin with, what you'd probably think is if it's 460 for 20, do 460 divided by 20. And that's what I did first. However, when you then look back at it, you realise actually there is a flat cost of £100. That is the base charge. That's how much he gets charged before he even invites his guests. That's with 0 people. So we have to take that charge away because he's paying that anyway from that 460. So that takes us to £360. And if we do that £360 and we divide it by 20, that gives us £18. Is £18 per person. Next question. We have got write £4.20 to £1.40 to £7 in its simplest form. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, at the moment they're in pounds, I'm going to convert them into pence just because I think this might get a bit messy. So 420, 140 to 700. I notice they're both multiples of 7, so I'm going to divide them by 7. 60, 20, 100. I notice they're all multiples of 10, so I'm going to divide them by 10. 6p to 2p to 10p. Then I am going to, I notice they're all multiples of 2, so I'm then going to go one step further and divide them all by 2 to 5p. And I look at that and realise there are no more common factors except for 1. So my answer is 3p to 1p to 5p. Next question. Write a number on the dotted line to complete the statement 6 to 4 equals something to 1. Now normally it would be write this in the form n to 1 or write it in the form k to 1. First thing I'm going to do is look at that second number. What have I divided it by to get to 1? Well, what I've divided it by is 4. So I divide this side by 4. So 6 divided by 4, well, half of 6 is 3. Half it again, so I'm going to keep dividing by 2, takes me to 1.5. My answer is 1.5. You'd also get a mark for 3 over 4, sorry, 6 over 4, or 3 over 2. Okay, question 15, angles. So ABCD is a straight line. This is a straight line here. They're telling me that for a reason. It's angles, straight line. First thing that pops to my head is 180 degrees. Next thing it says is BD, which is this line here, is equal to CD, which is this line here. And angle A to B to D is 110 degrees. Show that BDC equals 40 degrees. So here to here to here is 40 degrees. These questions are great because you know if you haven't got that answer at the end, then you must have done it wrong somewhere. So angle CBD is the first one I'm going to try and work out because it tells me it's a straight line. I know angles in a straight line add up to 180. So 180 take away 110 will give me this answer here. 180 take 110 is 70 degrees. And my reason is because angles in a straight line add up to 180. You've got 1 mark already. Next one, I'm going to say that it tells me that this length and this length are the same. And it's a triangle with these funny eyes on it. Now, these eyes are telling me that those lengths are the same, but it means it's an isosceles triangle. So if this base angle here is 70, this angle here must also be 70. So angle BCD is 70 degrees because the base angles on an isosceles triangle are equal. And I always say, look where the eyes are pointing. The eyes are nowhere near pointing to this one up here. They're pointing to the ones down there. So they're equal. And if I was just to draw this triangle out under here and say find that missing angle, we know angles in a triangle up to 180. So if I were to do 180, take away 70, so 180, take this 70, equals 40 degrees. I know that this angle here is 40 because angles in a triangle up to 180, and there's the 40 degrees as required.